Big game breakdown continues. ESPN showdown at the Staples Center in LA Friday night. Lakers and the Mavericks. Right now, seeing a little bit of Lakers money and a little bit of under money. -4 on LA, 223 the current total as a record early on Friday morning. These two teams met again, like just for Valentine's Day. I think it was February 10th, the week before the All-Star break. Dallas, -3. They hung 130 on the Lakers, an 130-123 victory. That was the season-high scoring mark for the Mavs, and it was part of that 0-3 Lakers road trip to close out before the break, a road trip in which they allowed 124.1 points per 100 possessions on the defensive end of the court. By far, if you prorated that out to the full season, by far the worst in the NBA. So here's Dallas. They scored 130 that game. That's the only game they won before the break. And now everything coming out of Dallas has been negative. And I mean negative. Ding, 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 red flag negative. Mark Cuban was fined, $660,000 by the NBA for this quote. I'm probably not supposed to say this, but I just had dinner with a bunch of our guys the other night, and here we are, We weren't competing for the playoffs. I was like, look, losing is our best option. Adam Silver would hate hearing that, but at least I sat down and explained it to them. Adam Silver did hate hearing that. He fined Mark Cuban for using the T word, the tank word. The owner says we're tanking. He's sitting down at dinner with the players and say, the best scenario is if we don't win games. They're only 4-point dogs here. It's not a bet on quote. And then, of course, you have the story from Sports Illustrated, the major story from Sports Illustrated based on what's going on in our culture and the Me Too moments and all of that. Well, apparently, there's been shenanigans in the Mavs front office. Dirk Nowitzki, quote, it's very disappointing. It's heartbreaking. I'm glad it's all coming out. I was disgusted when I read the article, obviously, as everybody was. I was shocked by some of the stuff. Just really, really disappointed that our franchise, my franchise, that stuff like that was going on. It's just very sad. But I think Mark is trying to step up and lead this franchise in the right direction. So for a lottery-bound team, there's a lot going on here for Dallas, and none of it's good. Some positives for the Lakers, however. One positive, that bad 3-game road trip. I mean, Julius Randle. Look at the pick of him right here. He was a monster during that road trip. 23 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists in those 3 games. But the key for the Lakers right now is playing defense. Luke Walton, quote, we want to be a top 10 defensive team these last 25 games. They were the worst defensive team in the NBA on that last 3-game road trip going to the break. There's clearly a difference between Walton's desires and the actual product on the court. However, let's not forget talking about Lonzo Ball, because they are expected, LA, to have Lonzo Ball back on the court. He's updated to probable. I don't know how much time he's going to get on the floor, but Lonzo Ball will be playing tonight, or should be playing tonight. And when you look at the market perceptions on Ball and the Lakers' reality with Ball, well, look at these graphics right here. I mean, it says it very clearly. The Lakers' totals with Ball in, they're an under team. With Ball out, they're an over team. The defensive points per 100 possessions, real simple. When Ball's out, give up more than 6 points per 100 possessions more than they do when he's in. He has been an impact player on the defensive end of the court. The Lakers are talking defense. They've been practicing defense. You want the over tonight? No, I don't. I'll tell you that much. There is a concern for the Lakers because there's absolutely no way to hide Isaiah Thomas on defense for this squad. And this is a guy who, last year in Boston, we talked about how the Celtics weren't going to win with Isaiah Thomas playing point guard at and they didn't. Thomas had a great offensive season last season. His defense doomed the Celtics. With the Cavs, his defense doomed his tenure in Cleveland. Now, it's always been in the Lakers now. Played 60 minutes with the Lakers. Lakers points per 100 possessions on defense with Isaiah Thomas on the floor, 122.8. Again, that would be good for worst in the NBA by a wide margin if prorated over the course of a full campaign. The Isaiah Thomas I love the guy. He's a fighter, but I would never want him as a point guard on my team because he just cannot defend, and that's my biggest concern with the Lakers or the under tonight, even though I certainly would lean in both of those directions. Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.